This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Hello, everyone. This is Noa from Scardust, and this is the Brutally Delicious podcast.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
I am good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Are you in Israel as we speak?
I am. Yes.
Are you safe?
I am safe. I have a safe room here in my house. So, yeah, whenever there is a siren, it's a matter of a few seconds and I can get in the safe room. Yeah.
Is that a pretty common thing? What is it? Something like? Sorry, I just nothing.
Yeah,
to
that's
do with
fine. Yeah, I guess like for us, it's we've kind of had to get used to this.
Yeah.
I can imagine how it can look very strange to people who don't normally experience that on a daily
Right.
basis. But yeah, you learn to live with it because there is no choice. We have to keep
Right.
living, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
How does that affect Stardust music? I mean, that's got to be every bit of it, right?
Oh yeah. That's a tough question to start with.
Sorry,
Um,
that's where we ended up.
yeah, wow. Um, it's not an easy topic to talk about. I have to be honest about it.
Right.
Musically, of course, we are inspired because we are inspired by our lives, and it's a part of it. So, um, yeah. And there is, I think you can hear on the new album there is a track that is basically memorial or like a dedication to one of our friends who got murdered during the war. But it's also a very um, I don't want to say it's a very hopeful song, but it holds hope in it. Um, because we do hope to have a peaceful life eventually. Yes, and not musically. I mean, it's very hard to talk about it because wow, it's you got me by surprise with this question.
Sorry, we can move
Um,
right on if you want. I've got a ton to. I didn't plan on going there either. It just kind of happened.
yeah, I guess it's kind of you can't really ignore it, right? It's a big
Right.
part of what's of what's happening, and it's everywhere.
Right.
We get tons of comments, DMs, both from people who are concerned and care for us or are genuinely interested in our well-being, but also from people who call for boycotting Scardust, our music, or some of them are very vocal about it. Some of them are not vocal at all about it, which is even more painful in a way because then they just, calmly don't support, boycott, cancel, and don't even give us a chance,
Right.
Um, Yeah, and of course, war is a horrible thing, and we are heartbroken for all innocent lives. That's very important to say. Uh, our heart goes to every single innocent life that was and still is taken by this war. And it's nothing compared, like we cannot even compare it to, um, our career being damaged by it.
Right.
But that's like one of the many unspoken repercussions of the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, I didn't mean to jump in that deep, and I don't know where we're gonna end up in this conversation. I hope you're okay. But my question is, so don't be offended here. I'm not a fan normally of progressive metal,
Hmm.
and I'm definitely not a fan of symphonic metal historically. Usually it's just not my scene, and I kind of move on. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's just, I'm the heavier kind of guy. And then I got this,
Yeah,
and then I got this, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a listen. Holy cow. By the time you get to My Haven, I'm totally sucked in and ready to roll.
yeah. Oh, thank you. This means a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
slowly converting me back the other way. Maybe I'm missing some other stuff. I know I have a partner that's a, power metal, symphonic metal sort of fan, but yeah, it's never been my sort of go-to, and then this just kind of, whoa. What was it like writing this record? I mean, was this written post-pandemic or during the pandemic?
I'd say it started out during the pandemic. It spread it over several years. So the early songs were written. I don't remember what was the first song, but I think Dazzling Darkness was definitely one of the first songs. And it's a song about the first interaction with the crowd after not performing for two something
Right.
years.
Interesting.
And
Right.
it's the relationship with the crowd. I mean, they are strangers, but also they are the most intimate relationship you have as an
Yes.
artist. Um, so yeah, and it moved all the way through the war, and like I said, Searing Echoes was probably one of the last songs there, um, directly influenced by it. So I'd say, yeah, throughout this kind of period of time. And we normally start with just piano and vocals, so very stripped down versions to have the core song in it, like the melody, the lyrics, and the harmony.
Right.
Then we build up on top of that.
So how many people are in the band, I guess, because or do you just like look for outside influences because you've got a lot going on in these songs?
We're five people, and all of us are into many types of music, but um, I mean, I can speak for myself. I have a classical background, like classical music background. I think that's the core of it. That's the main, I'd say, the main influence. And then everything else is just everything we like. Um,
So when you start adding, is anything off limits, or do you just bring stuff to the table and let's try it?
we kind of let the concept, the lyrics, dictate. Um, so yeah, if a song asks for, for example, Long Forgotten Song, it's a nostalgic song. It's a song about something that will stay with you forever. It kind of asks for this ethereal, angelic, nostalgic tone, a little bit of Celtic, a little bit of like old school 70s prog vibes, a lot of
Right.
like high piano, high choir. So it kind of asked for it. My Haven is a song about deep sense of belonging in this relationship you have with your safe space that is not always perfect, and it has its problems, but it's your space. So it calls for a more heavy song, and the crowd call and response because it's like a community song,
And that's the one that went, holy God, like, the first song was like, wow, this is good. And then all of a sudden, My Haven, and that was it. In. Yes, I get that.
Yeah, so it's kind of it. We let the lyrics ask for what music it wants, and there is no limits as to
So
what
songs like
kind
My
of,
Haven, sorry, songs
No,
like My Haven, then are they written for the live setting for that call and response? Like, hey, this is a good, or are they adapted to the live setting afterwards?
no, I heard it from the first moment. My Haven was an earworm to me before it was even written. I thought it was a song that existed. I think I dreamt about it, and then I just had to do it. And I imagined it to be an audience call and response from the
Okay.
get-go.
When you're writing, are you, and you're getting, obviously you're taking your lyrics from your experience. Do you ever feel you're too vulnerable or too intimate and be like, whoa, I shouldn't maybe not have said that? Or do you hold back and say, I can't do that?
I think this was the case early on, when we started out 10 years ago. We wrote the EP Shadow. It was based on, like, the main piece Shards was based on Greek mythology, and obviously it was inspired by our hopes and dreams, but it was kind of tied into this Greek mythology story because I think it was kind of a tool for us to distance ourselves from the situation and create a character. And I think the more we grew as a band, the more we allowed ourselves to get more vulnerable. And I want to think that the crowd appreciates that.
Sure. It makes it more organic for sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
With that being said, then, do you feel a sense of responsibility to your fans with those lyrics?
I think every person can take whatever they can relate to within those lyrics. So I wouldn't say I feel responsible. I think people take responsibility.
Fair enough. Um, are there plans to take this on the road? I don't know if you, is it to get
Yeah,
outside, or is there a
yeah.
metal scene in Israel that's pretty decent?
There is a metal scene. I mean, Israel is not a big place,
Sure.
so the metal scene is very nice. It's very much of a community, or like a one big family.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other. We did have two shows this year and another one coming up. And I think this is kind of all you can do in one year in Israel, like three shows in three different,
Right.
the three big cities like Tel Aviv, Haifa, Jerusalem.
Mhm.
And this is more or less all you can do. Otherwise,
Right.
it's getting like the scene is too little,
Yeah.
basically.
Too small. Right.
Too small, yeah. But it's always so much fun. Like, I love our local crowd. It's an amazing feeling to have, like, people who are, they've been there from day one. They know all your songs. Like, it's
Right.
really like one big community. But my personal favorite thing is touring, and we are definitely looking for touring opportunities for this album and moving forward. We're working on it. Yeah, it's been more challenging since
I
2 years ago,
Sure.
but we're not giving up, and we love our audience abroad. Cannot wait to go back on the roads for sure.
Excellent. So when I'm listening to this record, I'm thinking big, huge stage production, right? It's very, very thematic and whatever, almost anthemic, right? So are you writing with that kind of concept in mind?
Kind of, yeah. I see the choir as the sixth member of the band. The choir is my own choir. It's called Hell's Score.
Right.
And whenever we can, we bring them with us on stage, especially in big local headline shows. We always have a choir on stage. In the last show
The
in Tel Aviv,
punch.
yeah, we had 14 choir singers on stage with us. Very epic. They stand on, razors. So it creates this bigger than life feel for everyone, for them, for us, for the crowd. It's a very uplifting experience. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So assuming there were no budget constraints, what would you like to see this look like on a big scale, not just risers?
Okay, I would have my entire choir, all 40 of them, with us. We also have a kids choir on the album, so they can be there as well. I'd love that. We have a string quartet. In several songs, they are also duplicated. So I'd have an entire string ensemble on stage with us. I would love to have some outfit exchanges.
I'm listening to it, and that's exactly what I was envisioning. So I didn't know if you guys had that all planned going into it, or if it kind of just morphed and grew.
It's not a plan as much as it's like a fantasy, I'd say.
I think the word is
Yeah.
epic, right? It's sort of like an
Mhm.
epic adventure almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What was the sequencing like then for the record? Because that's really important, right? Which song goes where? Did you guys spend tons of time trying to figure that out?
We knew we had to fit it on an LP. So you have 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes for each side. And we wanted it to divide in the middle in a way that would make sense.
Right.
And this kind of dictated the art around,
Oh, so you knew the two end
deciding.
tracks or the beginning and yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Beginning and then
so
first.
kind of what we wanted to do is put the shorter songs on the first half,
Hmm.
uh, because they are the more straightforward songs.
Right.
And on the second half, put the longer prog pieces. And then in between those, you have End of the World, which is like a transition.
Right. Okay.
I see it like almost like an imagery of a transition in the sky, into from Unreachable, which is a very Disney-like song, very positive, into the most tragic song on the album. It's like uh, it starts. End of the World starts with my own family singing. My two parents, my three siblings, and myself. It's like a family moment,
Mhm.
and it's like a very together moment. And then it kind of soars into this big choir, big strings
Right.
thing that starts slowly, gradually taking themes from Searing Echoes, which is very tragic. So it kind of brings you gradually into the second half of the album, like this.
How long did that take to you? Did you write it that way, knowing those songs were going to be next, or did you spend like hours and hours and days trying to figure out what goes where?
I don't really remember, but I think at some point, probably during the demos, we started figuring out the order of the songs.
Okay. You
Yeah, but
mentioned the
End of
pro
the World came last. So End of the World was like, okay, we need to have this transition. Let's
right.
make a transition song,
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Prague again, and the second side is more proggy ends. which is very, very interesting because most of the time when I hear prog or that sort of thing, I just think of like fretboard masturbation where you're just going to show me how many, right? How fast you can play and all these pentatonics. But holy cow, do you guys do it so tastefully?
Oh,
It's just,
thank you.
I mean, I was just totally drawn right in, and from a non-prog kind of guy, I was totally sucked in.
Thank you. Yeah, as classical music nerds, we
Right.
love this, virtuosity, because we enjoy it ourselves. Like
But
we really enjoy.
you got to know when too much is too much, though, right? And I think that's a very fine line.
Yeah, I mean, it is a matter of taste, but also we always aim to have the lyrics dictate. Like if there is, for example, King of Insanity, it has this insanity moment. And when you think about what insanity means, is, polyrhythmics and crazy guitar
Right, right,
runs, and you know, or my vocal part on Dance of Creation is Aphrodite, a goddess who does a magical thing where she brings a statue to life with a dance. So it's like it has to sound kind of inhumane in a way because it's a goddess and it has to be like this swirl of magic happening all around you.
right.
So we let the concept and the lyrics tell us, okay, this part needs a crazy, guitar run or a crazy vocal run, etc.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that fine line, you guys stay right at it, and it from a non-prog guy, it makes me dig it. Are
Yeah,
you
this
planning on
means a lot.
dropping more videos or any more videos or any more singles?
We have dropped quite a bit, most of them, I think, most of the
All of them,
songs,
yeah.
almost. So we're not sure, but we're thinking about it.
What's been the overall response to it? I mean, it came out what about a week ago, I guess, 6 days ago,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Um, on July 18th.
right?
I kind of lost track of time. The response is very interesting. I experience it as almost two extremes. People who really love the album and send us, messages, comments. I see reviews, album of the year, or loving it, getting drawn to it. On one hand, on the other hand, you have people who don't get it, people who
Right.
say this is too much. Um, yeah, so
How much
I
headspace do you give to those critics? Do you let them get in your head at all, or do you kind of just ignore it?
I never ignore it. And I try to take in all feedback, all kind of feedback, with a grain of salt, because
Everyone can write whatever they want.
yeah, but also I keep reminding myself of Bohemian Rhapsody and how back then when they presented it to their record label, Queen, the record label didn't like it. It said it's too long, it's too complicated, it's too much. And now people kind of say, not that I'm comparing myself to Queen, but I
Right.
keep reminding myself of the story that as long as I am staying truthful to my art and I stand by it, and I always listen to feedback, I never ignore it. But as long as I believe in what I do, this is what matters. And then maybe somebody would fall in love with it. Maybe
Okay.
somebody will get hooked, and it's okay if people don't. I don't like every single music that I listen to,
Right.
Everybody's entitled to feel whatever they feel, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and I cannot please everyone. It's
No,
impossible.
no. No, and you should never try, right? You just got to do. Otherwise, if
Exactly.
you start trying to please everybody, I think the art suffers, no matter what it is,
Exactly.
painting, exact, whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's going to bring me to the end of my normal questions, and then I've got some out of the box ones if you don't mind. Did I miss anything
Cool.
you want to cover?
I'm not sure. I don't think
If
so.
fans want to find you, how can they do so? Can you give us your sites or wherever?
Sure. We are on Instagram, Scardust Official, on Facebook, Scardust Official. We are on YouTube. That's just Scardust on YouTube. Everything is everything can be found on scardust.co. That's our website. We have all the links there, our merch shop, links to all our videos, all our discography if you want to get the albums. Everything is there. Scardust.co. We are also on Primal, Scardust at primal.net.
I don't even know what that
I think
is.
that covers it. Yeah,
Okay. Are you okay with some out of the box questions that
sure.
so if you could add a magical artifact from any fantasy world into the long forgotten song Attic video, what would it be and why?
Come again? Sorry. If I
Sure.
could add.
If you could add any magical artifact from a fantasy world into the long forgotten song Attic video, what would it be and why?
I think for me personally, it would be the Ocarina of Time from Zelda, if that counts.
Oh, I mean, anything counts, right? This is your world here right now, so anything can be.
Yeah, because
Um,
to me it's nostalgic and it's musical, so
all
it
right.
fits. Yeah.
If the Hellscore Choir had to perform a fully metal version of a well-known TV soundtrack, which would it be and why?
We've already done that. Attack on Titan.
Have you really?
Yes. We
Man, I
have
thought I was
two.
being clever here, and you've already done it.
We had two songs from Attack on Titan, both The Rumbling and Guren no Yumiya. Super fun. So, but it would have to be anime.
All right. And
Yeah.
then lastly, in this little portion here, that during the writing of Souls, did any unexpected or completely random sounds make their way into the recording?
I think yes. I have an old cat. He's 15. When we recorded the album, he was 14, which is still pretty old. Louis is his name. He is also starring in the long forgotten song Visualizer. He's the little cat on the couch. He's the mascot of the band. And he's old, so you can hear him breathe. It sounds like, hmm, hmm. It's very cute. And we recorded the kids' choir in my home studio, and he was there, and I'm almost 100% sure you have some of his breath hidden on the kids track somewhere.
Okay. So I'm going to take it down a little somber of a note, but hard week for metal fans here. Do you have
Yeah.
any sort of story, connection, memory of the Ozman?
Wow.
Or how were you affected by it? Because I know I was gutted.
Yeah. Um, I think I have a memory from Wacken, but I'm not sure. I did get the news right before I went on stage with Orphanland. And we were literally about to go on stage. We get the piece of news. Everybody is shook by it because it's like, how are you supposed to go on stage with a big smile on your face?
Hey,
Um, so that's the first thing, or the second thing Kobe said on the Singer of Orphanland, said on stage. Um, you had to acknowledge it somehow. And then we felt like the entire evening is kind of like in his memory,
right.
which I think is beautiful because he basically created this world for us.
I mean,
And now we're
probably,
celebrating it.
yeah. I mean, there's a 100,000% chance that you and I wouldn't be talking without, those first
Exactly.
three chords and that
Exactly.
wail and in Sabbath. So,
Yeah. So to me, going on stage that night felt like a celebration of what he created, basically,
Right.
which is beautiful.
It is beautiful. That's going to bring me to the absolute end. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope it wasn't too bad. I know I kind of had questions lined up, and somehow I started heavy and worked out of it, but you rolled with it
No
like a
worries.
pro.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. I appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure.
And everything I said in the beginning is actually honestly true. I'm not a fan of either of those genres usually, and a lot of times, I'll be honest, I just kind of pass when I see the tags come across because I'm a heavier guy, whatever.
Fair
And
enough.
yeah, whatever. There's everything for everybody. But holy cow, when this came across and I was prepping for this, like, wow, look what I've been missing. This is great.
Wow. Thank you. It means a lot.